The United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution declaring 2012 as the UN International Year of Cooperatives. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon declared that cooperatives are a reminder to the international community that it is possible to pursue both economic viability and social responsibility. With more than 1 billion cooperative members around the world, including 4 out of every 10 Canadians, the focus is on this model of business for 2012. Kathy Bardswick is the president and CEO of the Co-operators Group Limited and is a board member of the International Cooperative Alliance. She sat down with ILStv to discuss what the declaration means for her company and cooperatives in general.
I think that the Ban Ki-moon's comments are very reflective of why we certainly want to use 2012 not as kind of a start and an end, but the beginning of being more aggressive at getting that particular message out to the broader world. We're looking at this both short-term and long-term. The actual year 2012 is what we're referring to as the gift of the opportunity to claim the stage a little more so throughout the year. So 2012 around the globe we're really using as that opportunity. Let's ratchet up public awareness. Let's get the media more involved. Let's get governments more involved in dialoguing the role that co-ops play. But let's not see this as, January 1 to December 31. This is really the opportunity to walk through a door of public awareness that drives for us the ultimate goal that we're holding up as a result of this opportunity to celebrate 2012, where our ultimate end goal is to have the co-op form of business the fastest growing model by 2020.
There are 7 principles cooperatives follow: voluntary and open membership, democratic member control, member economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for the community. Kathy explains why these principles matter in business and in communities.
Well, it's an interesting time for us in this country and around the globe. You pause and you think about the significant challenges that we face, whether it's challenges for employers to find and keep talent and keep people engaged, or whether it's people looking to do business with institutions where they feel they have a voice and an influence, and and there's some form of mutual respect there. I mean, you look at the Occupy Wall Street kind of sentiment that's been growing in terms of this sense that there are fewer and fewer people around the world who actually have the power and have the money and have the decision making, and so many others feeling disenfranchised. That I think when you think about all of that and you go back to the basics of good business practice, setting aside co-ops for a minute and just look at Business 101. Well, what do they teach you? They teach you to have a genuine interest in putting the customer first. They teach you to have a genuine bone-deep interest in helping your people to be the best that they can be, which is about staff engagement. So a lot of the basic business principles of running good businesses is reflected in our cooperative principles. And I think the fact that we're democratically owned, so we have shareholders who sit around our board tables and our governance tables with a very long view of the reason why we exist. They don't worry about quarterly share prices. They worry about how this company is going to flourish 10 years from now and add value to the communities that we do business in. I think it's easier in some ways for cooperatives to be able to actually live and emulate those basic business principles of good corporate behavior. I'm not suggesting that there aren't many organizations who are not cooperatively structured who do a very good job, an excellent job, who I look to and I admire and I learn from. But I think the governance that we have, this democratic starting point in our governance and our ownership, allows cooperatives to really reflect those fundamentals more easily. And for an example, I have a board of directors who, take a look at my insurance organization, and I might be in communities where it's really a challenge to make money at the time. But my board wants to know, how are we going to change that? How do we stay in that community, commit to the community, commit to the need to bring insurance product and service to that community, and at the same time, over the longer haul, figure out how we're going to stay financially viable. And that's an easier conversation for me to have with my board than I think perhaps other insurance companies have with their boards. So, it's not an end-all, be-all. I'm not suggesting that cooperatives are the only structure that work, but we really are a compelling alternative that needs to be more seriously considered as a very successful model of business.